So, are you struggling with acne? Have you had acne slowly breaking down your confidence? Is every foundation you used not thick enough? Well, boy, do I have something for you. Hey guys, I'm Hannah Waring for everyone who's new here, or if you're returning, welcome back. Today we're getting into an acne foundation, how we're gonna cover it up video. This is the after product. This is what we are gonna get our skin level to today. I also share this really sneaky good tip later in the video. So definitely stay tuned for that because I'm gonna mention this already, but I'm gonna say it again here now. Acne is not a one size fits all. This is what I do and I explain how I prep my skin and different things that I do to help it. And I also give a couple tips if your skin is unlike mine in different ways and different aspects. So this is my face now, and this is where it all started. So strap in, buckle in. We're about to get ourselves fixed, baby. We're gonna look so good. I have suffered with acne for as long as I can remember. I'll give you a nice close-up of what we're working with today. Like this side looks pretty good, and then you go over here and you're like, oh. I'm like right there with you guys. I deal with it on an everyday basis. It can hurt our confidence, but we're not gonna let it, okay? I think, and I honestly, truly hope this does help. It's helped me a ton with the way I see myself, because then I can now look at myself in the mirror and not see all of those mountains. Is you already got to know and look at yourself through the mirror and through the acne and know that's a bad like you just, like it's non-negotiable, okay? Like this is in your own life's contract. It's non-negotiable that you have to look at yourself and know there's a bad in there, because there is, dude, like for real. Like I have a mirror right now. I can see all the acne, all the scarring. It's not the best, it's not fun, but I see past that. I see some freckles, some really blonde eyebrows that are actually pretty decently shaped. Haven't got those done in a while. White teeth, I see like, oh my gosh, the baddest in town. Like, first things first, seriously, practice that. Like, it helps, 1000%. I'm gonna go ahead and put some facial lotion on. The one I'm using right now is honestly, fire. It's so hydrating without being too oily. It's by Pharmacy and it's called Honey Halo. And it comes with like a little spatula, which also magnetizes like that. I like that because I feel like it's more sanitary. Okay, after this, I would be putting on sunscreen, but I literally ran out yesterday and I'm waiting for it to get back in. But I use the Elta MD sunscreen and I love it. I put on primer next. The one that I'm gonna be using is by e.l.f. It's the Poreless Putty Primer. This thing like got me going because I saw Jeffree Star use it and he was like, oh, this is like just as good as, oh, what was the other one he was comparing it to? I wanna say it was like a La Mer or something like really expensive. And he's like, oh, this is just as good. I was like, okay, Jeffree, sure. And with it being a putty, I recently learned this on TikTok. You need to pat it, especially in like your T-zone, and like a little goes a long way too, which is really nice. And this package has lasted me so long. Don't judge my brushes, I'm cleaning them tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and get into foundation. The two I've been using a ton is this Maybelline Full Coverage Super Stay foundation. Cap's like really gross. This is shade 130 Buff Beige. It's kind of my lighter skin tone. While in the other foundation I really love using, which is really great in the winter because it has a bunch of oils, is the Too Faced Born This Way. I love how like creamy it is, and it blends really nice. This one's a little bit more tacky, which is why whenever my skin is really bad, this is the one I tend to use the most. And then I'll like spot treat if I need with the darker one. I know it doesn't make sense, but it's what I do. Or I'll mix them. Go ahead and just kind of like plop it everywhere and then just start patting. Always get the ears. I never have the perfect color match. I feel like my skin without like a tanner or anything is like blue tint and like translucent, which is like one of the biggest reasons probably why I self-tan, because I feel like I look like a lizard. As you can see, you can still see acne. That's little, yeah, you can see right here, here. Obviously, you can't really just get rid of the bumps. Now that the base layer is done, I'm gonna let it sit a little bit. And while it's sitting, I'm putting on concealer. I have been using, I don't even know where it is. I've been using the Tarte one that everyone's obsessed with, but as of lately, I've been going back to using the, I wanna say this is by Maybelline too. Yeah, Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser. Another little drugstore find. Give a little spritz. I feel like it blends a little bit better. I'll even kind of bring this down a little bit in my nose. And then blend. Now we're gonna go back to the foundation. This is the key to all things face foundation with acne, okay? If you're watching this video, this is the exact moment you need to be watching. If you don't want, like, pay attention for the rest of the video, like, at least pay attention to this, okay? So you're gonna wanna take just the smallest of dabs, like the tiniest little dot of foundation. I'm gonna lightly cover it like that. Okay, those are like the 3 main ones I needed to cover down here. Got a little dot right there. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let that sit for a second.
A few moments later.
Using the sponge, we're just gonna tap it so lightly. You can use your fingers. I just feel like sometimes I apply too much pressure whenever I'm using my finger. So using this helps me have like a little bit more control. Like I'm barely touching. And it just kind of blends and buffs it out. Like I mentioned, like all of those are just like shadows from all the lights that I have right now. So of course you're gonna see the bumps. You can't tell, like the acne is gnarly underneath. Literally, like the lightest of touch. Acne who? Acne where? So now I'm happy with that. I think it looks good. Let's go ahead and set the face using the Laura Mercier powder. I also go underneath like this, under the chin, because I'm also very oily. I'm also not a makeup artist. It's a girl trying her best, you know? Let that chill. When we do that, we do some eyebrows. As of lately, I've been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills like brow gel. I wanna say this is in like taupe or something. So right now, you see like half an eyebrow on each side. Like I actually have hair. You just can never tell. It's the strangest of things. I use this, which is also, what is this one? This is Benefits Precisely My Brow pencil. I'll use this to go back in and maybe fill in some areas that the gel like just didn't really pick up. Just going up and at them. I'm just doing line strokes, being they show up on my face. Another thing I've been really loving is this Smashbox. I think it's like the Cali Contour. It has bronzing, contouring, blush, 2 different types of highlighter. One's like more goldy and one's more pinkishy. And then use this for highlight. I mainly only use the bronzing and contouring. Just do a very basic like 3 operation. Go down my neck.
Nice.
We're gonna go ahead and contour my nose. This one's kind of a battle. This one's kind of hard. So, did that with like kind of a stiffer brush. Then I'll go in with this fluffy and really blend it. Okay, this part of my eye is like so hard to like blend, you know? I find after like setting my powder and kind of wiping it off or brushing it off with that brush, after whenever I'm going in for like bronzer, contour, it's pretty easy to blend out. Going in with some blush, NARS Orgasm, another cool classic. Do a little on my nose because I like how it adds some color there. Like a little suntan, I don't know, healthy, alive look, you know what I'm saying? After all of that, I'll go in using this little fan brush. I think it's called fan, I don't know. And then go back to the Cali Contour with the highlight and just kind of get it right here. Makes my eyes look more awake. And then a little right here. Highlight, right? This is the one I've been using a ton. If you've been following me on Instagram, you may have seen I completely shattered my Becca Champagne Pop highlighter. I was devastated, okay? But I also had this. Carter actually got this for me as a little gift. It's the Iconic Illuminator. One of my favorite products because it is so versatile. You could put on a lot or a little bit and it looks gorgeous either way. I'll literally open it like this and like dab my like finger on it like that and then use this to like kind of rub it off on so it's not too much. And we just go that. And that gives me like a very faint but glowy look. And blend it in with your finger. I use my ring finger because apparently that's the finger that uses the least amount of pressure, which is kind of cool. Then I'll use like a really, really tiny brush for my nose. A little on the tip, blend. And a little right there. Pro tip, if you are having the acne that's really drying your face, or if you're using medication that's really drying your face, because I've been there, I know that doing the makeup that I just did and how I cover it up, pretty tough to do when your skin is really, really dry from medication and other things that you're doing. So always remember to prep your skin. Use hydrating masks. I've been using the jet lag mask. And I've been loving it. It's very, very hydrating. I'll leave it on even overnight sometimes. And I've been steaming my face a lot more, which I think has really helped. So those are two things that I do to keep my skin hydrated. You know, just keeping the moisture within your skin. Like pro tip, like if you're using hyaluronic acid, make sure you're spraying or getting your face wet beforehand, so the hyaluronic acid isn't taking the water from your skin, but taking just like the water that's on the surface and inputting it into your skin. I learned that on TikTok the other day too. One of my favorite things to do is use Freck. It's just a little like freckle dye, and you just kind of put them wherever, and it's so, so pretty. And truthfully, I think freckles help draw your eye away from possible like acne that's showing through, and just kind of blends them all together and makes it just look like freckles everywhere rather than acne. So that's something else I really like to do, because I know not one size fits all on acne. I really hope this helped you guys. Here's the after. But I mean, that is it. I'm like looking in the mirror and I'm like, that's a bad I always knew you existed. I hope you're doing the same. Like I said, like I really hope these help you. Please let me know down in the comments how it works for you. I'm no makeup artist, of course, but thank you for watching this video and supporting me that way. But until next time and next video, I'll see you then. Bye.